Ladies and gentlemen, there's some mad stuff happening, man. Jose Mourinho 3.0. Really, really. Jose Mourinho 3.0. Thomas Tuchel apparently still struggling. And of course, we've got the match preview, but there's a whole heap of other bits and pieces that I want to touch on. Plus, I'm watching Spurs versus Marseille. Oh man, it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start things off with a Chelsea news blitz and then slowly move on to the match preview, the Champions League match preview. Chelsea versus Dinamo Zagreb. I hope I've pronounced this correctly because previously quite a few people took some offense the way I pronounced Dinamo. I said Dynamo. I hope it's Dinamo Zagreb, but we need to settle a score with them. At the same time, there probably needs to be some sort of rotation, but also at the same time, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter is stating that perhaps there may not be that much rotation. We have to respect the competition. Maybe he's just saying that. I still think there'll be quite a few, rotation, knowing that there's that Arsenal match coming up, but I don't think there'll be that many youth players because we've got quite a few bench players that need to get some minutes as well. But let's start things off from this madness of a story, ladies and gentlemen. I'm baffled. I'm really baffled, but this is what's going around. Simon Phillips is the one who has been reporting this, and you know very well that he's got close connections with Chelsea Football Club. He knows a few people internally. And these sort of news probably shouldn't be ignored. A good source told me something interesting on Jose Mourinho yesterday that I thought you'd be all interested to hear about. Jose 3.0, see below. This is from Simon Phillips. And it goes on to say, apparently Mourinho reached out to some of the Chelsea bidders when the club went up for sale to see if he could convince whoever was buying the club to appoint him again. Wow, really? I mean, look, I can't see this happening. I mean, these new owners that we have right now, they're looking for collaboration. They're looking for more communication. They want, a teamwork, basically. I highly doubt Jose Mourinho is up for that level of communication on a regular basis, talking. This is one of the reasons why Thomas Tuchel got sacked, because he didn't want to collaborate. He just wanted to coach and leave me alone. I think Jose Mourinho is similar to that kind of a mold, isn't he? Like, I don't think he's going to be wanting to know who are the technical directors you're getting, who are the sporting directors you're getting, who are the head of recruit. Like, we are doing a whole heap of stuff that I think it's a bit beyond Jose Mourinho at the moment. I think what Jose Mourinho is doing in Roma, they're fourth at the moment in Serie A. Continue on, man. That's where to be honest, look, Jose Mourinho is one of my all-time favorites, and he's a legend at Chelsea Football Club in terms of from a manager's point of view. He's done a madness for us, won a lot of stuff for us, but football has gone, man. Like his way of playing football, his philosophy is a little bit archaic at the moment. It's a bit prehistoric. Football has gone and left him behind, man, and we need to progress and look forward. And as I said, I don't really know if Jose Mourinho is that level of a manager that is, who's going to be collaborative with the new owners. New owners want someone who's heavily involved in many things. Do you know what I mean? Not just recruitment of the players, but looking at the structure of the football club and the multi-dimensional, the situation that we're trying to create. So I don't know if Jose Mourinho is ever going to be up for that, and I don't think he's the right person anymore. As I said, football has kind of left him. So look, as much as this is an interesting news, I think we'll go past it, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. I mean, what do you guys think? Would you like to see Jose Mourinho 3.0? Look, I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be a fantastic spectacle. I think it would be an absolute showstopper. If this ever happened, the news publications they'll make a lot of money with this particular news. The articles will sell, and I think the entertainment factor will increase. But Jose 3.0 at Chelsea, I think I'll skip that as much as it looks entertaining. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Tuchel is suffering. Let's have a read of this. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Tuchel is suffering with the Chelsea situation. He wanted to fight for his players and his club. He was very important in the market and wasn't expected to be sacked so soon. So he is still suffering with this situation. Fabrizio Romano. Man, this is tough to take in. As you guys know, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans probably feel this way. They had some sort of connection with Thomas Tuchel, no doubt about that. And the sacking of Thomas Tuchel, even though maybe it was coming down the track, but it was a little bit premature for a lot of people. And it was a shock to the system. But look, as much as I feel sympathetic, we need to move on. We need to move on. And I feel sad that he's still suffering, if that is true. But at the same time, I feel like saying to him, my man, you should know this industry. You should know it more better than anyone. Your time at Dortmund, your time at PSG, now your time at Chelsea. Yeah, I know you've connected with Chelsea, much like we connected with you. But this is a cutthroat environment, man. You can't be sentimental towards a particular club, towards a particular player. Things can change so rapidly. So you should know very well that these things can happen. I get it. As I said, I feel sympathetic to a certain degree, but at the same time, we've got to move on. We've got Graham Potter. We have to move on. We've got to look to the future. And I'm sure, Thomas Tuchel, you'll find a role very, very soon, and you'll move on as well. So, look, for the time being, maybe you're just reflecting. You're in India at the moment. You're, enjoying your holiday. But when you're sitting down and relaxing, maybe those memories do flood in, the Chelsea memories. But as time goes, it will heal, my man. It will heal. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this. How do you feel? Do you feel sad still about Thomas Tuchel? Do you wish he was still around at Chelsea Football Club? Or it's time to move on? I feel like, look, it is what it is. I was upset at that time, but I can't dwell around for these sort of stuff anymore. I've got to move things on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to Edouard Mendy, check this out. News about him from Matt Law. Chelsea will use this season to decide if they need a goalkeeper. Mendy currently earns around $50,000 a week, less than half of Kepa. More than less than half of Kepa. As I recall, Kepa earns something around 150K, doesn't he? Maybe even more. Mendy snapped back no in preseason in Los Angeles when asked if his distribution needed improvement. Mendy, do you think your distribution needs improvement? No. I mean, come on, man. Look, at the end of the day, is he going to say yes, I suppose, in front of everyone? But we all know that distribution definitely needs to improve. Further goes on to say that article, Czech convinced Thomas Tuchel to ditch his cup rotation policy last season and pick Mendy for all the Chelsea's biggest games, including the Club World Cup, EFL Cup, and FA Cup finals, which Kepa had hoped to start. Look, I remember, the EFL Cup, like it was Kepa all along. I think even also for the FA Cup, and then in the finals it was Mendy. Also Club World Cup, it was finals for Mendy when Kepa was there, I think, for the semi-finals. Look, at that stage, I didn't care. I wanted the best goalkeeper, and at that stage, it was Mendy. So the best goalkeepers should be playing, the more important matches. But right now, this season, and it's different things. I mean, we saw how Mendy was capitulating at the end of Thomas Tuchel era as well. And post Mendy coming back from African Cup of Nations, he has not been the same Mendy. Do you know what I mean? So he was struggling for a good portion of time, and he was struggling early on this season as well. And now that we've got Graham Potter, it's Kepa's got the head start. Kepa's injured, by the way, so Mendy will get a game against Dinamo Zagreb. Whether we need another goalkeeper, I don't know, man. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, Kepa's a world beater as well. Like, I think both of these goalkeepers have distinct flaws. Mendy is a great shot stopper, but when he's a sweeper keeper, or when he's distributing with his, with the feet, like it's not good. And we've seen him stuff up. Kepa on the other side, long range shots, could still be a bit of an issue. So we have to assess at the end of this season what's going on. I do have my eyes on that Porto goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, I think that's his name. He's a very good shot stopper, and his distribution with the hand, the leg, everything is quite sensational. So look, down the track, if we want to be a top club, we do need a top-of-the-range goalkeeper. And at the moment, I'm very happy with Kepa. Let's continue on with him. Mendy, it's a good opportunity for you to, like play in some competition and work your backside off. But are they both cutting out to be Chelsea's number one? I don't know. We'll see by the end of the season what happens. Now, let's move on to the next up, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is Chelsea versus Dinamo Zagreb, the match preview. Let's look into that. What's going on? Potter on tomorrow's lineup. It's not a time just to use youngsters for the sake of it. We have to try to pick a team that can win. We've used a lot of young players. They've been impressive. A lot of people are looking at this particular comment from Potter and getting a bit irate about the situation. Look, I mean, I expected a lot of rotation because my focus is more on the Arsenal game. We have to win that. In the Champions League, we're through. We're through. This is a friendly. This is a proper friendly for us. It doesn't matter. I know it's at Stamford Bridge. We want to win. We're trying to change the momentum. I get that. But there's no need to get any unnecessary injuries. We are already quite injury-ridden. And let's have players completely rested and be so focused for that Arsenal game so that we win. We have to win. I can't take anything less than a win, man. Honestly, we did a live stream yesterday, and I was sort of like, what's the expectation? The expectation really should be to win against Arsenal, man. Honestly. So this one, it's a proper friendly. We're through. But at the same time, I feel like, we want to settle a score with Zagreb. They beat us in the first match day in the Champions League. So there's something to settle, but we should have enough quality still to take care of them. So look, some people are getting upset. Why? And some of the youngsters going to get an opportunity. I think Omari Hutchinson is one that I was looking forward to, but apparently he's not allowed to play in the Champions League. He's UEFA rules because I think our youth team might have played in, the youth level UEFA. I'm not really sure. I think that's one of the things that's gone around. Some of our academy players have trained on themselves, so not sure they're going to participate either. So look, nothing to really get upset about this. I mean, I'm sure some of our youth players will get an opportunity in the cup matches, and whatever the case is, look, this is not the hot topic at the moment. Like, let's not worry about who's the young players that are going to get opportunity. Yeah, I know this is a friendly. It would have been a good time to give them that, but there could be some sort of UEFA rules as well, as I said, with Omari Hutchinson, and some of our other players that don't get minutes from the bench probably deserves to play. Dennis Zakaria, Hakim Ziyech, Mendy will come on as well, Azpilicueta. So there's quite a few players that probably get Amanda Breyer, and these players deserve to get minutes. Now, in regards to some team news, Kepa Arrizabalaga and Mateo Kovacic were both absent from Chelsea training on Tuesday morning. Youngsters Dion Rankin, Lewis Hall, Zach Sturge, and Eddie Beach were involved. Carney Chukwuemeka trained on his own. So that's the other one. I would have loved to see Carney Chukwuemeka get a start, but apparently he's injured. So that's a bit of a bummer. This friendly would have been perfect for Chukwuemeka. So, on top of that, Arrizabalaga and Kepa Arrizabalaga and Mateo Kovacic, they're not going to be involved, although Graham Potter said that they'll make a late decision on Kovacic. I don't want him to be used. Let him rest. Perhaps Jorginho and Zakaria can get an opportunity. Graham Potter, Kepa won't be available versus Zagreb. Looking at days, not for games tomorrow. Kovacic just precautionary with his half. Got a chance. We'll make a decision later on. Koulibaly will, providing there is no reaction, he's available. So Koulibaly is back, which is fantastic news. We need him to play this match. There's no doubt about that. Graham Potter and Dennis Zakaria, he's been really good, trained well, supported his teammates. Disappointed not to play like everybody is up until the weekend. Results have been positive. He's in the frame, in the squad available. We'll wait and see. So look, Zakaria, honestly, I'll be shocked. I'll be so shocked if he doesn't start. So yeah, it would be crazy if this guy doesn't start this particular match. I think we might as well just let him go, man. Honestly, let him leave and let him just enjoy life elsewhere. Now, let's get on with the team selection, ladies and gentlemen. I am going with Mendy. That's the only option that we have left. I don't think Bettinelli will get a chance here. Mendy hasn't played in recent times. Kepa's injured. It's only natural we play Mendy. I'm going with a 4-4-2 formation, ladies and gentlemen, because of the certain individuals that we're going to have and because of the rotation that we need to do, give some players some break. I'll start with the right. I think it has to be Azpilicueta. He hasn't played in a while, so let's get him going. On the left, it's going to be Ben Chilwell. He hasn't featured last game as well. That battering that we got against Brighton. I believe he came on in the second half, but he should be fresh for this game. Koulibaly should definitely come into the frame right away. Now we have an issue for this particular centre-back because Wesley Fofana is injured. Reece James is not there as well. That really leaves Silva and Chalobah and Cucurella as well, but Cucurella probably more as a back three, and he probably needs to sit this match out as well. He's been a bit indifferent too. So it's between Silva and Chalobah. Silva has been playing a lot of games, and Silva was horrendous against Brighton. So it's probably better he just gets a bit of break and get your mind frame and your mindset correct before that Arsenal game. We need you badly. It's going to have to be Chalobah, ladies and gentlemen, as much as he's been playing a lot, but we are out of option. We're going to have to play Koulibaly and Chalobah, and that's the back four: Chilwell, Koulibaly, Chalobah, Aspie, and Mendy with goalkeeping position. In midfield, one of the first name is Zakaria. As I said, if this guy doesn't start tomorrow, what's the point? What is the point with this particular loan move? We might as well start using him, and let's see what he's capable of bringing. He could bring something that could be quite exciting, and maybe he might open our eyes up and make us think that perhaps he needs to feature a lot more. So let's give him that opportunity. This is the perfect match. It's a friendly. Let's go out there and do your thing. Now, in regards to the right side, I think Ziyech needs to play. About time he gets a start, man. I mean, as I said, let's give some players some rest. Ziyech hasn't featured for a long time. He has come off the bench here and there. It's time to give him a start. On the left side, let's use Christian Pulisic. He doesn't get enough game time. I know in recent times he started here and there, but this is a perfect opportunity to just get another start under your belt, work up just around the corner as well. I'm pretty sure he'll appreciate that. And if you perform well, maybe you put your hand up for that Arsenal game. So give Christian Pulisic a chance. Who plays in the other position in midfield? There's not going to be Kovacic. N'Golo Kante is still injured. Chukwuemeka is not available. Ruben Loftus-Cheek probably needs a break. He was so out of it against Brighton. Probably needs to see the bench. Jorginho didn't feature against Brighton. So perhaps Jorginho and Zakaria in the middle. It's probably going to be something like this, where Zakaria is a little bit further up than Jorginho. And that's probably what it needs to be. I mean, we'll see what because Zakaria, a lot of people say, and even Zakaria himself has said this, that he's more of a box-to-box. He's more of a number 8. He's not really a sitter. So let's see. Maybe this might suit him in a double pivot, where Jorginho is the deepest and Zakaria gets to be sort of more box-to-box. Up front, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with 2 strikers, looking for the width from Pulisic and Ziyech, and hopefully Chilwell and Aspie can provide a little bit more overlapping or sometimes even underlapping, styles, I suppose, situations. So up front, going with 2. On the left side, going with Aubameyang, who did not feature against Brighton. And I'm going with Amanda Broja. I think this is the way I'm going with. Broja definitely deserves a start here. This is the perfect match for him to start and make amends. And ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are for this particular lineup. Mendy, Chilwell, Koulibaly, Chalobah, Aspie, Jorginho, Zakaria, Ziyech, Pulisic, Aubameyang, Broja. As I said, there's some absenteeism. Chukwuemeka would have been fantastic to see. Some of the youngsters apparently only training on their own, not really part of the group. Chukwuemeka being one of them. At the same time, Omari Hutchinson can't feature due to UEFA rules. I think he might have already featured for the youth team in UEFA level. I don't know. That's the word that's gone around. But yeah, that's the lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts are for that. I'm going still with a victory. It's not disrespecting Dinamo Zagreb, but I think we still should have enough to get a 2-0 victory, perhaps. That's what my the prediction is. Let me know what your thoughts are for this match. What would your lineup be? Who would you like to see? What's your score prediction? Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time. See ya.